I'm not really. Go ahead. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead. Ladies first. Sorry.
That's okay. I don't really know what to do if because she's usually the last time she was pretty much on time, and since she asked for the meeting at this time, I'm kind of surprised she's not here. Um,
She has a family like I do, so
I
something may
know,
come up.
but her kids are grown, so mostly grown anyway. She's got teenager.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Um, her kids are older. She doesn't have the young kids like you do, but still, she asked for this time, so I was kind of surprised. I thought the time would be better for her in the afternoon for everybody, but anyway, so here we are. um,
All right. Well, whatever exchanges you and she had, I would recommend that we just incorporate into our time
yeah,
as a group meeting because
we didn't
I
have
think
any
we have.
exchanges. I'm sorry, go ahead.
What's that?
We didn't have any exchanges other than arranging the time for the meeting.
Okay. I thought you. Let's see. Let me get back to the email here.
I sent the link for this. I'm trying to remember.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah.
I don't think we talked about anything else other than trying to get the meeting set up. Because I I couldn't reach you. I figured something was going on, but I didn't know what. Um, so
Oh yeah. Okay.
okay. So did you read the vision and value statements?
I did. Let me open that back up.
Okay. Um, I put them back for some reason when I tried to get on them. When I got on this morning, there was a copy of the one I did yesterday with the vision and value, and then when I got on again a few minutes ago, the vision and value statements were gone, and all that were there were possible topics. So I re-added them. I don't know what happened because they were in there yesterday, so I don't know if there was a glitch or something.
Yeah. Something. Um, if you go to the left, the top left corner of Google Docs, there's
Yeah.
the main menu. You see those four little lines?
Wait, let me pull it up. Because I'm in the directions. Yeah,
Okay, that should give you a view of top should be start a new document and the bottom should be recent documents.
yeah, I know. I see them. Those were
Okay.
those are the copy of the group collaborative one. Um, is the one that I added to this morning when I added the vision statement and the value statements back in. So not the copy, but
Okay.
the
I
other
kept
one.
well once I got in this morning, it may have been something I did because it wasn't tries to get in, and then when I got in, it kept asking me if I wanted to. It kept taking me to the trash, and I kept trying to get out of the trash.
For some reason,
So,
it just did that to me too. So I took it out of the trash. I don't know why it's doing that.
oh, now there's another one. Another one just appeared on my screen.
I know because I just took that one out of trash.
Okay.
I don't know
Yeah, I
what's
didn't know.
I don't know why it's doing this, why it's putting it in trash. Something's really
I
weird.
don't. I don't either. I'm used to SharePoint, which is a completely different system.
Okay.
This is my first time doing Google
Google
Docs.
Docs, yeah.
So, in the professional world, everybody uses SharePoint. My son's school, his junior high, they use Google Docs. All of his assignments are done in Google Docs, so I might have
Yeah.
to have him teach me to use
Yeah,
it.
there you go. There you go. Okay, so if you pull it up, that's what I came up with for a mission statement and value statements.
The
Um,
1009 or 1007 version.
I'm not. I probably the latest one. I think it's not the copy; it's the original. 1010.
Okay, I got it.
I'm gonna get rid of this 1007 because it's a copy and it's gonna be confusing. Okay,
Fine.
I'll,
That works.
I'll remove it.
The less confusion, the better.
Okay. All right.
Too much
So
distracting.
right, right. All right, now let's go into 1010. So this is what I've got. I've got all the information for the SIPA and the COPA and the E-rate and how those relate. I just have to put it down. I got some other sources to look at information too, so I have to jot that down. I was looking at my responsibilities for the project,
Okay.
and it says after I deal with SIPA and COPA and all that kind of thing, it says create an infographic demonstrating the connection between each goal and the IST standards. Now I've got all the ISTE standards, but I can't connect whatever standards we're using until I find out what our goals are going to be. And I think, is Kimberly doing the goals? I think.
I had
Or are you?
I had all of us down. Oh wait.
I think you divided them.
Oh, yeah, I did. You were going to do mission, vision, value. I was going to do. I was going to help with mission, vision, value, and do the 3 SMART goals.
Okay, that's what I need. The 3 SMART goals, so I can plug in the ISTE standards to those in the infograph, so I can start working on that. So whenever you get those, just email me, and I can start working on that.
All right, I was going to do that this afternoon or this evening. I'm
Okay.
got someone waiting for me today. She has a freezer that we're going to pick up from her. She's
Oh,
getting rid
cool.
of, so yeah, with 5 of us, we definitely need a big freezer.
Yeah.
So if she's ready, that's what I'm going to be doing late this morning and early this afternoon. If she's not, then I'll switch and do the SMART goals.
Well, just whenever you get them, if you would just email me the goals, because my internet access is going to be down kind of until the end, until I get my financial aid back. So, which is supposed to be this next Friday. Let's hope. Anyway, so if you can just email that to me, and I can go to the library and pull them out, and then work on the infographic. I downloaded some samples and things for infographics for PowerPoint, so I'll just use that. That'll be new to me because I've never done that before. I mean, I've just kind of done my own thing as far as graphs and things, but as far as a specific, that's infographics are new to me. So, and then I have a question for the milestones and decision points. I'm not totally sure what, or the project paths, methods. It's like I'm not exactly sure what you're looking for there, or what we are looking for there. Huh?
I'm going back. I've got like 4 or 5 things going on my computer here, so let me switch back there. Identify milestones and decisions. Okay, so in any plan, a milestone is an achievement plan.
Right, right. I understand. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know that I would know enough about. Is there a specific list somewhere of the milestones that you have for a tech plan?
Well,
or do we pull them from? Huh?
We have to create them based on our scenario.
Okay.
And
so
I think what I'm going to do, if you'll bear with me for a moment, I'm going to open that document that has our scenario in it, and I'm going to paste it into our overview document, so we can use this as our working document. You understand what I'm saying?
You mean the paper?
Yeah, the document we submitted last week, the collaborative tech plan team assignment.
Right.
I'm going to paste our scenario into that.
Okay.
So we have one point of reference for us, so we don't have to keep going back and forth, back and forth. So bear with me.
Okay, sure. Well, I could have done that too. I didn't even think about it because I pulled it off and just put it in a Word document. I have a Word document that's working project, and on the top is that scenario. So. And, as far as the possible topics, those are just some things I came up with from looking at other tech plans. So if you guys want to change any of those or whatever you want to do or however it'll fit better for our project, that's fine.
All right. Waiting for Microsoft to come through. It's such a slow software program.
Hmm. So I see you made it through this week with all the riots and
My
everything.
boss,
That's
my
so
boss got in trouble for something for which she may no longer be at the company, and I'm
about the
praying that.
elections.
What's that?
About the elections.
No, something related. I work for a Native American company.
Ah,
We do
okay.
government contracting, and Native Americans get preferential treatment in contracting.
Mm-hmm.
And Native American individuals in my company get preferential treatment.
I see.
And one of the individuals in our company was saying some racist things to one of the Native Americans,
Hmm.
and she complained to our boss, and our boss didn't do anything about it.
Hmm.
And so she was in the director, the HR director's office, and the president's office yesterday getting chewed on for it. Well, the president of our company is also Native American.
Oh, gee.
So the problem is he doesn't tolerate that kind of what he considers to be racist behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So she might get canned for that. And if she leaves, then frankly, I'm going to be looking for another job because the guy who would be my boss then is not a man I want to work for.
Really?
Yeah, he is. He's very. Have you ever met someone who's just so self-centered that
Yes.
they don't even say good morning. They don't say good night. They, like if the two of us are walking towards a hallway door or something, he literally pushes me out of the way so he can go through the door first.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just, and I've complained a couple times, and my boss has said, well, your ability to stay here is based on your ability to get along with people. But I don't think there's any cause for rudeness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't see why you should have to tolerate people being not just verbally rude, which he is, but physically rude.
Hmm.
But if she leaves, even though she doesn't do a lot about issues, I'm definitely not going to work for him.
Hmm.
Now,
Yep, that's a cause for prayer.
what's that?
I said, yes, that's a cause for prayer.
Yeah. Okay. I was freaking out because I opened the Word document and then I couldn't get back over to Google Docs. I was about to have it. It's like, oh.
Oh, gee.
I can paste this in here real quick.
Gee, if I had known it was that much trouble, I should have just done it myself. I had both of them up.
I like my Mac, but honestly, there's some things that are easier
Yeah.
on a PC. All right, try this one more time. If it doesn't work, I just say, hey, can you do this? Say the third time's a charm. Why did they created one long column? It's 2 pages long.
You want me to do it?
I'm going to try one more thing here. There we go. Okay.
Okay.
I just put it at the top of the document because
Oh, there it is. I see
everywhere
it.
else I tried to put it.
Oh, I thought you were putting the. I thought you were. That's not the scenario, though. This. Wait a minute.
Oh, let me go back to the document.
Wait a minute.
You're
I'll
right.
just stick it in. I've got it right here. I'll put it right under that instruction that you just put in.
Oh, I copied the wrong box.
That's okay. Okay, you see it?
Yep.
You've recently been tired. Huh?
I'll take out. I just took out what I put in.
Okay, so now we've got this scenario.
Careful. All right.
Are you there? Uh-oh. Did I run out of... Shoot. Okay. I ran out of minutes, so it knocked me out as soon as you took that information off. So I didn't hear what you just said.
Okay, so we have our milestones. The milestones are create a technology committee.
Okay.
I'm going to highlight this stuff.
Okay.
The color is green, so we know. Okay, so create a technology committee.
Right.
Research the pros and cons. That's the second one. Okay.
All right.
Purchasing devices for each student.
Right.
Determining the best device to purchase.
Create the implementation plan,
Yep.
including
Okay, so those are
timelines.
the major milestones. Everything else here is a subset of that.
Right. Okay. So I see what you're looking for. What they're
Okay,
looking
so
for.
within the implementation plan, subset of that task, subtasks are timeline for digitally converting, how we're going to, well, actually, everything is a subset of that.
Hmm.
Okay, no, I'm just creating the implementation plan is the end result. All of the other tasks lead up to that. But
Okay.
a subset of determining the best device is going to be analyzing research, including peer-reviewed studies, personal interviews, etc. So, do this here.
Timelines for digitally converting. So how much time is this over a 3-year period or 2-year?
Do we have a time? I don't think we have an indication.
I didn't see anything that told us how much time we had. What is normal?
Yeah. How many schools do we have? We have 7 elementary, 2 middle, 1 high. So we have 10 schools.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we're going all digital, this to me seems like predominantly a hardware-based scenario. Now the question becomes, do we want to utilize, what assumptions do we want to make about their
right.
data center infrastructure, or do we want to move them
Well,
to the cloud,
that was
Google
some.
Docs, etc.?
That was a question that I had. Do the teachers already have a system, and are we just adding to that with the students, or are you putting a whole new system in? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep. All right. So let me make note of this stuff here. Okay.
Okay, it says the teacher station already includes a laptop and docking station. Classrooms have been standardized with a minimum of 5 desktops, interactive whiteboard, and that kind of thing. So maybe we're just adding the students to it. Unless you want to do a whole new plan. Says the schools have additional computer labs. So are we doing a okay, I guess we need to decide, are we doing a plan to increase what's in the classrooms? Are we doing a one-on-one device thing with the students? Is that what this is for? Or I guess we have to decide.
Oh, that's a key clue right there. One-to-one districts. So one.
Oh, okay,
One
so it
device
is a
for one
one-to-one.
student.
Right.
Assumption is.
So I guess we're just adding to the system that's already there, but that means everything has to be increased, of course, broadband and all that stuff.
You kind of blanked out a little bit there. I didn't hear the last part of what you said.
I said, I guess so that means that since they have the teachers with docking stations and all that kind of thing, they've already got a lot of the infrastructure set up, other than increasing their bandwidth and getting all these new one-on-one devices. Correct?
Right. Now, here's the thing. If we're creating a plan, we want to account for growth. That's as an IT guy. That's one thing I've noticed that a lot used to be the problem. People wouldn't account for growth. So if we migrate to the cloud with something like Google Docs and open source collaborative tools,
right? That's a whole new.
Well, we're accounting for that growth, and that will reduce the cost of the one-to-one device, because we don't need a device now that has a hard drive and a CD drive.
Right, so you just need a streaming device. I'm sorry.
Right, yeah, we just need, so something like a Chromebook. That's what my son has. My daughter's school, elementary school, they have iPads.
Right.
So, this is already being implemented in school districts, so this saves a lot of money, saves a lot of time, saves a lot of overhead for the district.
Right.
So we want to build in, another assumption is we're going to build in cloud computing, cloud storage, cloud computing. We could do both. Cloud computing.
Storage.
No.
Okay. So are you going to use you're going to build your own cloud infrastructure? You're going to use an outside source, or how are you going to do that?
Well, Google Docs is already free cloud.
Well, that's true.
I said open source or free.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll do free and open source. And then let's see, examples.
Okay.
Would be Google Docs, Gmail. I can come up with some others together. But that's enough to get us started.
Okay.
Alright, netbooks or tablets. Let's move that here. So we have
So we need to decide. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say we don't have to go with these specific technologies. These are just examples. So, what was your question?
I was just going to say, then we need to decide: do we want to go tablets or netbooks?
Right. But we let's see. Those are kind of the purchasing devices. So we need to weigh that as a pro and con in determining the best device. So we need to show research.
Cost.
Yeah.
Cost amount.
Daddy's on the phone, sweetheart.
Okay.
Well, do you have an emergency need?
Yes.
Okay, what's your question? Quickly.
We need to clean our room very well.
Clean your room? Okay, I'll look at it when I'm off the phone, sweetheart.
Wow. That's a good girl.
Yeah. Okay, so our research, early cons, advice for students.
So we need to source out the netbooks and tablets and cost them out, and also look at education grants kind of thing.
Yeah, might be your area because I know very little about.
I don't
that.
know. I don't know anything about it, but I do know that a lot of places will give grants to schools. I mean, depending, and there's a lot of 45% of these are economically disadvantaged kids. So I'm wondering if that would qualify.
Yeah, so let me make that top priority. Well, actually, no, because our other two priorities. Well, no, because we need to fund it. Okay, so what did you say? Grants?
Right. Put that in our research as far as finding funding.
Come on, fingers, please. Okay. Under research.
What are you doing? Are you writing down what you're?
Well, I'm a proposal writer, editor, so the more
Okay.
concrete our outline, the easier it is to write.
Okay, so you're doing an outline. Good.
What else would we do? Peer-reviewed studies, personal interviews, lessons learned, other districts. Those would not be peer-reviewed studies. Those would be might not even be peer-reviewed. I've already found a couple of technology for real districts online, and they place their project files, they place results of work, how it went, etc.
Okay.
So what else can we?
Let me ask you when you're through with that. I have a couple more questions about this, because you're kind of thinking as you're doing this, and on the list of things that I'm doing, it says design communication methods. For some reason, that's going right over my head. Communication between the members of the team. We have to devise a team names and all that kind of thing too. Well, I guess, are we just using ourselves?
Communications would be, all of our constituents. So who have we got as constituents? We've got 489 full-time teachers. We've got
So you're talking about,
students.
that's what I was asking. I didn't know if you were talking about communication, which I thought we already established that between us. So, okay. So,
Yeah, we need to rise, and I don't know. Let's see, who did I sign to? You. Okay. My master's is in communications methods, so communications. My first master's. So if there's anything you don't want to do or don't feel comfortable, and this was just, I just wanted to get stuff up here for.
right. No, I mean, that's fine.
But if there's,
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll come up with what I can, and then if you think we need to change it, that's fine.
right.
Okay. Schedule team meetings. That's okay? But okay, this is what I wanted to get to. On the plans on a district technology plan, we have to establish a team that's in charge of this. So do we want to just throw out some fictitious names and whatever, like I did with the school name? That was just a fictitious name.
Yeah, I've done that on one project for Liberty.
So do you want me to just throw out a fictitious name and just put some, like the principals, the administration names and that kind of thing? Do you want me to throw that out there?
Yeah, let me. I found one online. Let me see if I can find it. Communications plan.
Okay.
This communications plan.
I was looking at some of the other plans that were online for technology, and that's why I was asking that, because I see that you have to have committees for each of these things, so that are doing this. So, and then an overall group that everybody reports to, that kind of thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a hierarchy or whatever.
Alright, so I found communications plan for a school district. So in their plan, and I can send you these.
Yeah, why don't you send that to me?
URLs.
Okay. Well, if you could send the document, it'd be better. Or is it too big?
I don't know. Are you on?
Well, just send me the URL and I'll check it real quick. I can go to the library.
I'll put it in the document so you can just click on the link.
Huh?
Put them in the document here so you can just click on the link.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess something must have happened with Kimberly, and she's not here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this debut recording of the screen recording that I'm doing of our Google Hangout, and I'll just put it in there with our documents on Google Docs. I'll just add that to it, okay? If it'll let me do that. I'm hoping it will. If it doesn't, then I'll just email it to everybody with Dr. Beavers too, if I can't get it on there.
You should be able to upload other documents. Okay, so the first two I've looked at just briefly.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is really good. It talks about media relations, public relations, community relations.
Okay,
Communication.
well, why don't we just use that then, and then I'll just go from there.
Yeah, we can. The other one looks like the second one is more of a presentation.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Oh, but that's actually skills necessary for students, and it talks about student.
Well, yeah, but that's during the implementation. I remember.
Right, that's going to be part of our. That's
preparation. Yeah.
We have to.
You have to do that, yeah.
Yeah, that's a SMART goal or outcomes that we SMART goals. So yeah.
Yeah, I was at Manassas Park when they were doing their one-on-one rollout, and they were just doing a test of 100 students, and they did the rollout. And I remember as teachers, we had to be there when they got their devices because they got tablets. And their Google Tabs they couldn't get them without their parents, and the parents and the children had to be had to go to a screening where they watched the information, online about in a room actually, but it was an online presentation about their tablet and all the da 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 and all that kind of thing. So yeah, we'd have to do that too. It's really involved.
Okay, can you note that in the document, actually? As
What?
we're going along? What you just told me.
Okay.
I'm actually looking for other examples to put in here. Since this is going to be our working document. There's one thing, and that's one thing I wanted to mention. You had tech trouble, so you couldn't send me the actual file for the conversation you had with Kim.
Well,
So
I didn't have a file. She had a recording, and she said her husband did something to the recording.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I'm sorry.
So I just said when she put it on there, I was going to just add a notation that you and I talked by phone, but she hasn't responded by putting anything up there yet. So I don't know. I guess I'll just have to put a note in the major document that what happened, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, it's easier if we're going to have these meetings. It's easier to just put everything right in this document, and then all of us are on the same page right away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah.
I guess I need to look at what's. Oh, here you are,
So
implementation.
you're not actually adding anything in the document.
I'm not right now. I'm just looking at. I was looking to see what you're putting in.
All right. Well, tell me again what you just said, and I'll put it
All right. I was in the rollout at Manassas Park, and they did a test of. Evidently, they got a grant for their for tablets for their middle school and high schools, but they just did a test run of 100 students. I think it was 100 students in the high school, and they were just chosen randomly. And what happened was that when the students got their tablets, they had to come one evening. The teachers were there too, and the students had to come with their parents to the school. And before they got their tablets, the parents and the students went in a room where they watched an online presentation about the tablets, what their responsibilities were, as far as caring for the tablets, their responsibilities financially, if anything happened, all the kinds of things, safety precautions and that kind of thing. And then they went to another room downstairs, and everyone got their tablets after they viewed that video or presentation. And then the next semester, which I left after that semester, but the next semester was when all of the high school was supposed to get the rest, all the rest of the high school was supposed to get tabs.
So next semester?
Yeah. I don't know. I think they probably just did that to find out about, what they needed to add for infrastructure and all that kind of thing, or, all the kind of glitches. I do remember after the rollout, there was someone on our floor that had a special office where the students could come if they had problems with their tablets, and that he was trying to work out the bugs with the system.
Wait, so are you going to be able to add things to the document? I'm a little bit confused here. You can't use your computer at home. Is that what's going on right now?
No. Financially, I'm kind of strapped until I get my financial aid. So, and since I have to use that little AT&T thing, which I pay $10 for 1 gigabyte of Wi-Fi, because I can't get Wi-Fi or internet or cable or anything where I'm living right now. So, I just have run out of money till I get my financial aid. So it's not a big deal. I can run to the library and pull stuff off and that type of thing. But as far as staying a long time streaming or having a meeting, I can't do that at the library.
All right. All right. Well, then Kim is going to have to make an effort to get back in touch with us.
Well, like I said, I can if I can't get this debut recording to if it won't let me download it here, I don't see why I shouldn't be able to. I mean, it's Google Docs, but maybe it'll let me attach it to one of these docs. And if I can do that, then she can just pull it up and see what we've had to say for the meeting. And if I can't,
Right.
if I can't, I'll just download I'll just email the recording to everybody.
Um, right. Well, part of my concern is I'm getting contributions.
Huh?
I don't. What is she? Oh, well, she recorded the last thing. But I just don't want to get to the point where the last project they worked on Liberty. There were two students who consistently did not contribute to the project. One, about the week before it was due, dumped a whole lot of stuff on us and expected the rest of us to integrate it. The other one
Yeah.
barely contributed anything.
Well, except that she was the one who,
not visible.
right.
I don't want to get into it.
I understand that, but you didn't make it to the last meeting and she did, and she did record it. I don't know what happened with her husband. She didn't explain what happened, but he destroyed the recording. So somehow he did something, and because I remember her talking about recording it when we were at meetings. So, I think, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt right now, because since she asked for the meeting at this time, I believe that something must have come up. Just like, you had problems last week, she might be having. I know she was in bed because she had problems with her back. And I don't know if that's an issue or if something else has happened. But I can't see her, since she was so prompt with the first meeting, I can't see her missing this unless something, you know what I'm saying?
I do.
Unless
Yeah.
something was serious. Just like, when your kids were really sick and, all that kind of stuff. Have they been sick this whole time since last week?
No.
Off and on, okay. Wow, I was going to say something must really have hit your family.
It's about three. My son and I haven't had it yet, but my wife and my two daughters have been trading this bug that gets
Oh,
them
wow.
for about 2 days. Then they're fine. They vomit for a few days.
Wow. I mean, for me, it's easier because I don't have any kids, so I don't have to worry about any of that. But I realize both of you have families, so like I said, I'm a little bit more flexible. Except for this next week, I'm just going to have to wait until this next week before we have any more meetings together.
And you cut me off what I was saying. I wasn't talking about participation. I was talking about contribution. I
Oh.
understand we all have different schedules.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm talking about contribution because so far in this document, the contribution contributions have been yours and mine.
Well, she said she added some stuff last week when we were doing the um I thought she was on here adding some stuff last week on um the responsibilities for team members. Did you put all of that in, or did she put some of that in? Because I thought she said she had.
With all of this. Are you talking about the table in the lab
Right,
tech plan assignment?
correct.
I put all of this in.
Oh, okay. I thought she did some of it. Okay, so I don't know then. I don't know what to say. Let's just see what happens this week and see if we hear what happened with her.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely understand you're on a schedule, but I
Yeah,
don't want to get to the end and then I've had, what, half a dozen team projects here at Liberty in 4 years.
yeah. See, this is only the second one I've done, and the first one, the first one, I ended up just being a two-person team because nobody wanted to do anything on. It was a special IT thing on cybersecurity, and nobody else wanted to do that, and so we were put together. And the gentleman I was with would not meet with me when I could, and he and so it was. I ended up doing it by myself. So I don't want to do that again.
I almost asked if I could do this by myself because I've had
Did you?
so many issues with team projects here at Liberty. I have a head S from Liberty
So do I.
because I started my doctorate. You do too?
Yeah, I got through the EdS, but they screwed me up when I was I was informed of some things when I came into the program, and then when I got halfway through, they changed some things so that I was no longer eligible to get into the doctorate. So I have to go through a lot of hoops in order to do that now, and I wasn't willing to do that. So
It sounds like my experience. I started under one set of constraints and requirements for the doctorate degree, and then I think it was the second semester they went back and changed things, and I really had it out with them. I'm like, you can't do that. Well, technically you can. And I'm like, no, you didn't. No, you can't, because I signed up under this set of circumstances. And we're like,
yes.
well, tough movies, we changed it, so that's why.
See, I've worked with higher education before in the administrative side, and I don't know of any other school that does not hold the student responsible for what actually they were required at the time they signed up. Now, if the school signed up, if the school changed the policies or whatever, that only applied to the students who came in later when the policies were changed.
Exactly.
And I don't know of any other school that does that except Liberty, that requires that you change along with their program.
Yeah, I've worked at 2 universities, one in academics and admissions, the other as IT director. In the same way, when they changed the policy, they had a grandfather clause. So if you started your
Right.
degree program under this particular set
Correct.
of requirements, you
Correct.
followed and finished under that
Right.
set of requirements.
Mhm.
Everyone new coming in was eligible or had to follow those requirements.
Right.
So, yeah, that's why I don't have my doctorate. So I figured I had 3 classes left to get a second master's because my background is not education, formal education.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, well, shoot, I got 3 classes. I might as well just take the 3 classes, get the second master's, and maybe just be good with it.
Yeah.
So I have, 3 classes.
Yeah. Well, that's what I did. I flipped the rest of my classes into this master's in online learning. So I was about halfway through when I went into this master's too.
All right. Are you Anonymous Panda?
I don't know.
Who is it? Somebody's in this document as anonymous.
Don't know why it would put me in as that. I went in, but that might be what it's calling me. I don't know. No one is signed into. No one else is signed into chat.
No, that would be a self-identified name.
Huh. I don't know what that is. It might be me. I don't know if I thought I put my. I might not have put my name in. I don't know.
Are you in the document right now?
I am right there. See supplemental information where I have my cursor. Can you see
Yeah,
it?
but you're showing up. Yeah, you're showing up as Education 638.401. At the top, the first line, anonymous panda.
I don't know who that is. Is that me? I didn't sign in as my name. Oh, I didn't sign in as my name. I signed in as Education 638 Team 4 whatever, because every time I tried to go into Google, it would put me back in as me because I already had an account there, and so I had to get out of my account and go in under a different thing and put in a different account name, and I just put in what you had, uh, the the login information that you had.
Yeah, I think it's either Kim or maybe somebody else.
Is that your kids I hear?
Yeah, my daughter.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe Kim was coming in. Okay, so what are you doing right now? I see where
I just
you've
scrolled through the back.
I see where you've added the that outline. Um, so what do we need to talk about now as far as going in this next week? We have 2 weeks to get the draft ready. It has to be done by the end of by the weekend of Thanksgiving, actually, by that Sunday,
All right.
which is not the
This is
best time to have that done because everybody's got family things going on.
we get that day off, but
Huh?
we have 1 billion with a B, $1 billion worth of proposal efforts we're currently working on. And they said you all do work with the holidays.
Are you talking to
So,
me?
yep.
Oh, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I don't get time off for Thanksgiving. I get Thanksgiving Day off, but that weekend we've already been told.
Oh,
We
okay.
have $1 billion. Yes, I am saying billion. $1 billion worth of proposal efforts that we're working on. And,
Okay.
we've already been told we will work over the holidays. Who else?
Wow. Okay, so well, I know I'm glad you guys are doing the financial part because I know that's way out of my league. I have no clue about that kind of thing. So, as far as costing and all the costing and all that kind of thing for this project. So, I was just looking at some things that need to be done.
We didn't talk about that.
No, I was just looking at the chart as far as other things that you guys are doing. Okay, so do we need to talk about what else do we need to talk about right now?
I don't know what you're talking about, the costing. What are you talking about?
Um,
We
the
didn't talk about that.
No, we didn't. But what I'm saying is that um, I'm looking under the. I thought one of the two of you was dealing with costing of um, the program. Let's see. Maybe not.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
see anything
huh?
cost.
What?
There's nothing in our plan about cost.
Oh, we didn't do anything about costing?
No, that's beyond the scope of the requirements.
Oh, okay. We don't have to do that. Okay. Yeah, but that's going to be part of what we have to put in the planning. I guess we don't have to do that. You mean we don't have to have that as it in our plan? Because I looked at some of the other plans and they did costing. So we don't. Are you sure we don't have to do that?
No, I'm not sure, but this is a tech implementation plan. This is not. By the time you're implementing technology, somebody else has already approved the budget.
All right.
I mean, all we're worried about is getting it into the school.
Okay.
And make
Oh, so we don't
sure
need
that
to. So we don't need to worry about grants and all that kind of stuff then.
Go back to our little scenario.
Grants to implement technology. Oh, for economically disadvantaged students. Oh, I didn't see that. Pros and cons for purchasing devices for each student. Okay, so the premise of this is that the funding's already there. We just have to decide where it's going to go. Correct?
Well, are you? You have me thoroughly confused. You're the one who mentioned grants. I put it down because we were talking about it.
Because I was going from what I had seen. I had looked at other technology plans, some of the samples and some things I saw online, and that was part of it. That's why. If we don't have to do it, I don't want to get into that because that's just that much more that we have to do.
Let's see here. So one download it. So
Now, what you have there, I guess grants doesn't. We can take that out, but as far as deciding which is more cost effective, we still have to do that. Um,
right, but I'm glad you mentioned this though. I'd like to bring this point up. That's making an assumption that I'm going to do that. We can't do that. I noticed in the email trail you mentioned that you thought that I would have talked to Kim about change in schedule. We can't make assumptions on this team. My concern Sunday night was because I was late getting to the ball game, so to speak, was getting the assignment done. My concern was not informing her of a potential change in meeting times. So I wrote this down because you talked about grants.
okay.
You made an assumption that I was going to research cost.
Well, you said something a few minutes ago. Yeah, no, wait a minute. You said something a few minutes ago about checking into that we'd have to check into the cost of the whether it would use tablets or whatever, um, or streaming devices and that kind of thing.
You misheard me. I did not say have to.
Okay, I misunderstood that
I
then.
said under determining the best device. You mentioned along with that comes cost. Well, I did not ever mention cost. So when you said that, then I put in here. Then after that, you followed up actually with grants because of economically disadvantaged students. So that's what I typed.
No, I didn't say anything about economically disadvantaged kids. I didn't even look at that part of it.
Actually, you did. You repeated 45% of whom are considered economically disadvantaged.
Oh, up there. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. I'm going farther than what you're doing. Okay, so really, what? Okay, but why are? Okay, never mind.
I wrote down this. This was a brainstorming session to get moving forward. You
Okay.
mentioned grants. I put it down. if we don't think it's important to our plan, that's fine with me. I don't want to do any more work than I have to. But our scenario doesn't mention cost, and I really don't care what other people did because our plan is going to be unique. It's a unique scenario. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I, you know, I have one plan open. It's 28 pages. That's a lot of work.
Well, we have to have a lot of pages to this, though. I think it's like 30
I'm aware
pages
of
or
that, but again, I don't want to do any more work than I have to.
right.
I'm sure you don't either.
Right, but we still have to each come up with about 10, 15 pages each. So let me see what that is. I don't remember what the total number is. I'd have to look it up. But anyway. Okay, so where are we at right now?
All right. I need to work on the SMART goals this weekend.
Okay. Once you send those to me, send them through email, and I will start working on the infographic, and then I'll work on my milestones and get those other the regulations and all that kind of thing down. So you're going to work on smartphones, smart goals, and then what else? Let's see.
But that's a significant amount because each goal has to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-based. And even though we only need 3, each one has 5 elements. The 21st century learning skills, collaboration, communication, creativity. That could be from my textbook, but I'll pull some stuff from the textbook. If not, I know a couple other places where I can pull that from. And I'm not worried about the draft. I don't think the draft has to be 100%. If you do, then we need to seek clarification on that. The draft is always going to have holes. Let's do this week. Going week 3, 4, 5. Progress. There's no specific deliverable mentioned here.
No specific what?
Deliverable. No specific milestone. No specific information. Nothing is mentioned specifically that we have to deliver.
No, it doesn't. We have to choose. We have to choose our own. I mean, if you look at all the standards that the federal government and the state of Virginia have, I mean, there are tons. So you have to choose the ones that you think are more important for this school system.
I'm talking in terms of deliverable for our assignment. I'm not talking in terms of the implementation. Because you asked me what I was going to work on this weekend.
Right, but but the goals have to measure up with the standards. I have to measure the standards to the goals.
I understand that, but you asked me about deliverables, what we had to give for this weekend, what we had to turn in. That's what I was talking about.
We're talking a little bit of cross purposes here, but anyway, just go ahead and do your goals and send them to me, and then I'll work on that. I need to get going.
I was talking in terms of what's due Sunday. Let's not just gloss over this. And communication is important if we're going to work together. I was talking about what specifically is due Sunday.
There isn't
Should
anything
focus
specific that's due. Your goals and
Right.
things, there's nothing specific that's due. We just have to show that we've worked on it.
Right. I understand that. And I'm well aware that the goals have to tie into 21st century learning skills and the scenario.
What I'm saying is that in order for me, I'm just saying from my perspective, in order for me to work on the standards, I have to have the goals in order to do that. So I have to know what goals you're putting down for the project. As far as what we submit, we don't have to submit anything this week. For this, she just has to see on Google Docs that we've been working on it. That's my understanding.
Right. And I was talking out loud to see if we had a specific piece that we had to
Okay, if you're thinking out loud and you're just running it through your mind, I need to shut my ears because I'm getting confused by some of what you're saying. So let's just okay. Let's start over. I see where you. Okay, let's just go from here. I see where you've outlined what I need to do as far as doing milestones. Okay, and I'll work on that. Um, I like the outline that you did. That kind of puts it in a little bit more perspective for me, because there's a lot out there on other people's documents that I mean, I was getting so overwhelmed with, well, what do I pick here? What do I pick there? So I'm glad you just kind of outlined a good basic thing for us to work on. Um, so I guess that's where we can leave it for now, unless you want to go further today. Um,
I think this is good. And I would caution you about looking at other work because
yeah, I'm not. Well, she said we were right. She wanted us to look at other ones, though. That's why they had um, why that it was in the instructions for our class. Part of the instructions included other people's technology plans we were supposed to be looking at. So I don't know if that was to show us what kind of things to add, or just kind of get probably just to get a general idea of what's involved. I don't know. I don't know what the total purpose of that was.
Yeah, I think it may have just been to get a general idea because when I started looking at other stuff and reading it, I was like, okay, well, this is completely different than ours. This is completely different than ours. So what my takeaway was that was an example for us to follow, not necessarily include all that.
All right. So we'll just go from there then, and just do. I'm just going to defer to you since since you've done this before, and you've worked in IT before, and I have not. So I'm just going to defer to you in that, and just work on what I can. As far as you guys give me direction.
All right, I'm in the document, and I'm creating some action items that we discussed that we're going to do
Yeah, I
this
see it.
weekend.
I
So
see
that
it.
we're not.
Okay. Excuse me.
So I'm going to work on the Smith 21st century skills.
I have to check.
You are going to work on. Is there anything you can work on without having the SMART goals?
I can start working on the milestones, and let's see what else. And I can the SIPA and the COPA or COPA, whatever it is, and the standards. I can start working on putting all that down. I've got the information. I just haven't put it down in readable form yet. Gee, okay. Well, I got a little time left.
These are goals. We don't have specific deliverables, so that's why I asked that question earlier, because we all have stuff to do. So
Right. Well, I mean, you don't have to write it all down like that. I mean, well, you can if you want, but we don't have to write it all down like that. Are you going to put some down for Kimberly, or well, I guess it just depends on what we hear from her. Why don't you just leave that blank and let her fill it in, or as to what she's working on, or do you want to do
yeah,
that? Huh?
no, that's fine. I could just figure it out with a regular document.
Okay.
Or something, we have to keep ourselves accountable, because
Yeah, we do.
there are no hard and fast deadlines. So,
Right.
all right. And the other document. um, All right. So on your other document, switching to the outline you did for the collaborative tech plan, you have your goals and objectives. Were you talking about the SMART goals there?
What are you saying? Huh?
You created the outline. Possible topics can be changed.
Right.
Switching to your other document, you have
Oh, you're
goals.
going. Okay, let me get back there because I didn't have it up. Okay. Gosh, you've got two of them up again. That's because you're working in it. Um, yeah, there were just topics I came up with that I was looking um, at like a form that talked about creating a technology plan, and those were just some topics that were in that document that I saw. So I thought, well, let me throw these in and see. Um, oh, that's where I came up with the costs, and it said that you need to have costs and funding, how to say how it was being funded anyway, and the costs of the different devices.
Where is that not one of our assignment instructions?
I don't know. No, actually, no. It was in one of the samples that she gave us to look at. I actually look at it. They had an appendices where it listed, the costs, for the devices that they used and technologies. I don't remember all that it entailed, but I remember there was costing there. Let me pull that up because I had it up a little bit ago, and let me see. Um, yeah, that Lincoln School District. It was something. I guess it was another class that did this one. That it was a sample that she gave us. Is this it?
I'm
There's,
looking at the lab flight too. I'm looking at the collaborative technology
yeah. See,
instruction
there's a.
document.
Okay, it's a budget.
She said based on the following scenario, not only is it bold, but it's highlighted. So I don't see in the table she provided anything about cost.
Yeah, but she doesn't. She said, if you look at that table that we got, let's see.
Oh, here we go. Itemized budget for each goal and strategy. I see it.
Itemized budget. I knew there was something about money in there. So,
Okay. Figure this out. You know what? I think we should use this as our outline.
where is it?
So the collaborative technical instructions. I'm going to copy this up there. And we can start writing this. This is our basic paper outline right here.
I don't know what you're looking at, so let me see if I can find it. Collaborative. What was it called?
It's the collaborative technology plan instructions.
Yeah. Okay, it's 15 to 20 pages, so we each only have about 5 to 7 pages. 5 to 6, 7, whatever.
Okay, so I've uploaded that. So now that has the outline, so we can work directly in that when we're populating content.
Wait, where?
So I'll get out of it. Go to our team.
Oh, where it says committee members, mission, vision, value statements.
Yep.
Is that what you, okay, so we'll just use that then. Okay.
Just going right in it. Okay. We don't have to worry about.
Well, that's much easier. And it does ask for it does ask for an infographic just demonstrating connections, which is okay. All right.
All right. If it's all right with you, I'm going to rename the collaborative technical including assignment and supplemental material.
I can't hear. Wait a minute. I can't hear part of what you're saying. You're kind of going in and out.
Okay. If it's all right with you, the document we've been working in,
Yeah.
the collaborative technical team assignment and supplemental material, I'm going to be me. Team assignment norms. Or team norms and supplemental. Because these things are getting too long and too confusing. Is that all right?
I don't really understand what you're saying.
Do you understand the words, or do you not understand?
Wait, let me get back to you. You want to use a different document than the one you were just typing in?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one I was just typing in on
Yeah, it is
because
good.
we have two documents up here now. Both start with collaborative technology. One is our team norms, team assignments. The other
I see it.
is our plan instructions.
Why don't you rename the plan instructions? Will allow you to do that?
I was going to actually rename them both.
Huh?
I was actually going to rename them both. We know it's our collaborative tech plan. We know we're a team.
Yeah.
So, team norms and supplemental material. Boom. What is this one? So what would you suggest I rename the collaborative tech plan instructions? How about
Just put
tech
instructions.
plan outline?
Okay.
Is that-
Yeah, outline is good. Just put outline or instructions and outline, just so we know it's different.
Okay, so then your document that you created,
That's the actual paper.
roger that. Okay, so what will be there, what did you name it? Group collaborative plan. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll keep that.
I'm
So
just
we know
gonna
we're
I'm
work-
just gonna remove the topics other than the mission statement and values. I'm just gonna remove the other possible topics, and we'll just plug in the topics that are in the thing. Let me see if I can get
Sounds
in
good.
there. If I can get in there.
That's fine, because then all we have to do is copy the content over and make sure everything's formatted correctly.
Right. Okay, so let me remove these. Just- did you put this
Not
reference? Did you put the reference in here?
I did not put the reference.
Somebody put a reference in here. The effects of assistive technology. I don't know why that's there. I'm going to take it out. It's not for our paper. Okay, so I've taken out. So really we don't need to add any. What I'll do is I'll go in and plug the topics in to this original document, or the original paper.
Run that by me again. You faded out there.
Wait a minute. Somebody's calling me. I'm sorry. They'll have to call me later. Did you write this beginning? The introduction?
I haven't written it.
Is Kim writing in here maybe?
I don't know.
Kim is in the paper. I see her now. She's writing. She just wrote the introduction. But she's writing it because I see it, she's got it above the mission statement and value statements. So she's writing right now. I don't know why she's not in our meeting, but she's in our collaborative document right now. Do you see her? Do you see it? She must have put in that reference that I just took out. I better put that back in.
Yes, you better.
Huh?
I said, yes, you better, Catherine. You'll be in trouble.
I didn't know she was in there because all of a sudden that wasn't there a minute ago. All I saw were the things and the reference, and then all of a sudden I looked at the top, and now she's got the introduction there. So I'll have to tell her to put it back in because I just took it off and it won't let me put it back in now. Okay.
So I added to our action list to track all references. So
Well, let me get out of here. She needs to start typing in under her color because she's not doing that. Otherwise, they're not. She's the. Anyway, never mind. Okay.
we should be able to paint them. Let's see if I can.
Are you in the collaborative? Are the paper?
Yeah, let me see if I can text her.
Let me see if it'll let. Or it might let me. We'll see if it'll let me change her color. If you text her, tell her to re-put tell her to re-enter the reference. I took it out without realizing she was in there. If you would do that, please, please, please. And tell her I'm changing the color of her print to red. I just did it. No, that's not a very good red. Let's see. Okay, I just changed the color of her thing to red. Are you emailing her?
I'm texting her.
Or texting her? Okay. All right. All right, I'm going to look at the other document. Let me see. What happened to the other document? The outline. Wait a minute, maybe I just didn't see it. Let me look.
Oh, so
I see team norms and supplement and 2 copies of the group collaborative plan.
refresh your screen.
Oh, okay.
Because I see group collaborative planning to.
Here it is. I got it. I've got it. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Go to.
Ooh, it's cold.
You alright?
Yeah, it's a little bit cold here. Okay. Yeah, I'm just kind of listening to you type, and this is kind of a waste of time for me to be on my my Wi-Fi using up time to do this. So, I'm just gonna log out of the Hangouts, okay?
No problem.
Okay, so if you have anything more to tell me, just email me if you don't mind.
All right, I'm copying you on the email. Kim, I'm trying to insert a hyperlink.
Okay.
Office 365.
Oh, okay,
It
just,
me where to insert a hyperlink.
huh?
Oh, there we go. I'll copy you on the email, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, sounds good.